This is really difficult. This speed builds are harder in my opinion. Hello my earth angels and welcome to another Sims 4 video, and if you're new here then it's just welcome. My name is Vanna and today we are doing a little bit different of a video. It's actually going to be a speed build, as you guys can see from the title. This build is for the little mini series that we are going to be doing on this channel regarding the super parent scenario that they created. I originally started this series as a rags to riches, and then I realized it's going to take forever, especially because I want her to take care of triplets. So I just kind of scratched that and decided that we're gonna restart. So you will meet our sim the very first episode, but I wanted to build her a house. Not used to speed builds, I don't watch them super often, but I am not in the best place mentally, so it is hard for me to live record everything. I build a lot and really want to share a lot of my builds, so I guess sometimes speed builds are just easier. Let me know how you guys feel about this down below, and yeah, we'll just go ahead and jump into the video. So I start off by obviously building the shell, and I actually took inspiration from this picture right here because it's just easier for me as I'm still learning how to build. So I was going to do this build in the budget range of 20,000 that you get when you first make a sim, and I very quickly realized the house was way too big for that. So you will see eventually that little 14K in the corner jumps up to a lot more money. So this right here is me just trying to figure out the upstairs floor plan. I did a master bedroom, a bathroom, 2 other bedrooms, and a bathroom for the main hallway. I don't mind how small the space is up here. I know some people may be upset with that, but as somebody who lived in apartments basically her entire life, I kind of understand small spaces, and I don't know, when you can fit enough room, you can fit enough room. This is me hopping out to the outside, and I put this art chair. I had to. I ended up using some custom content in this house, so I could put it up on the gallery and try to list the names of the custom content that I used, but we'll see if that happens because no promises. So downstairs, I was doing the layout. Obviously, I was gonna put a living room, I needed a bathroom downstairs, a kitchen, and a small dining space, and because of that, I wanted to make the downstairs bathroom a little bit bigger just because the ones upstairs were smaller. So I did add this little bump out right here, and you see me just tacking a little roof on it, just something small to also give the back of the house some definition. And then this is me changing the doors because I changed the doors and windows a lot. I was struggling with swatches not matching always, even with CC, and I was also struggling with just trying to figure out the layout. So I go to the backyard and I just kind of make this little space. You will see that I don't put any kid stuff in this house. One of the goals of that aspiration to be a super parent is to buy kids items. I wanted her to do that with her own money, so I'm just gonna do free real estate, allow her to move into this house, and then I will be giving her 2,000 simoleons to start with to get everything that she needs and hopefully get a job, get enough money, because we're gonna have these kids ASAP, as soon as possible. So that's why you don't see any kid stuff in this house, but the backyard part that I leave empty that you will see later on, it's just because I want to add like monkey bars and stuff like that. This layout itself wasn't as hard as other ones. I think it came together pretty easily, pretty nicely. I just had to figure those things out. I don't know what I was doing here with the columns, don't ask me. I was trying to be adventurous and that was very wrong. This build was kind of a lot of just figuring out. I've never built a house like this before, specifically this little Mediterranean Spanish style house, a Spanish style house. It is not my favorite style. Being out in California, that's really all you see, and it's just not my personal fave. But I wanted to do something new because I knew I was gonna have her here in the desert in Oasis Springs, so that is what I kind of attempted with this. So then I started doing the landscaping. I love what I did right here in the front of the house with the little succulents and the cacti. I think it looks super cute, especially with the symmetry. I just really put a bunch of rocks. I wanted it to be full, but obviously it's in the desert, so there's not going to be a lot of plants and stuff. So I tried to incorporate plants that A, you will see in the desert, and B, make sense. You don't want a whole bunch of plants when you're living in this sandy area. I also don't think she would be able to maintain something very plant heavy because she's going to be taking care of kids, so her stuff will die and will look crazy. And yeah, I tried to just make this because I love plants, so I try to make it plant heavy as would make sense in this area, if that makes sense. If you guys cannot tell, I am very struggling with this speed build. I feel very uncomfortable right now, so I apologize if it's a little bit awkward. Just bear with me, okay? Bear with me. So right here is me putting the gate, and as you see, I'm just kind of fixing the terrain paint. I put so many rocks. I loved sizing up these rocks and kind of playing with different sizes of plants and stuff like that. I was always scared to go really big, but go big or go home, right? So I start just venturing out. I looked in debug, found some of the like big tumbleweed bush things, and I just put a couple little flowers here and there. I also did extend the backyard a lot because I just wanted there to be enough space for when these kids grow up. I'm just trying to think in the future. So I start putting some lights outside because I wanted it to be brighter, but you know, the lights that I put were kind of dark anyway on the actual house, so we have the little lights lining the pathway and things like that. We go into this little nook area. I just thought it was a cute idea to be able to enter into the kitchen as well, and it's a cute feature on the house, so why not keep it? So in the living room, I really wanted to put these like custom content open doors into it, but there just wasn't enough space, so I gave up and put an archway. But don't you think it would be so cute to just be able to open your living room doors? Like, oh, just wasn't a big enough house for it. So the bathrooms all pretty much look the same. They have the same wallpaper, the same flooring that you'll see. The only difference between each bathroom is they each kind of have a color scheme. So the downstairs one is very brown. The main bathroom for the kids and stuff is very green, and the bathroom for the mother is very blue, but they're pretty much the same color scheme. I use these cool little tiles, this cool wallpaper, custom content, it'll do that to you. And then I just put very basic furniture, just a bathtub, a toilet, sink, all of that jazz. The downstairs one does have a shower and a bathtub because realistically, who wants to just take a bath all the time? Not me. That would drive me insane. But yeah, that, you know, you'll see when I do the tour of the house. Let me have the kitchen, and I think the kitchen came out pretty cute. I really wanted to do this like green flooring and green tile on the wall. I really wanted that, but I did not want white counters. It did not make sense to me to have white counters. They weren't working for me, so I just said screw it. We'll go for a little bit cooler, but not green. I just really wanted to use the green tiles and they weren't working, because at first I started doing this like really brown kitchen and I was like, this is ugly. It's like, I don't want a brown kitchen. I don't want her to have a brown kitchen. I don't want to have to play in a brown kitchen. I'm tired of white and brown kitchens. I'm just over it. I was like, I don't want it. So then I started playing around with the colors of it. And like I said, this is when I started doing the white. And then I was like, I don't want white counters. It just wasn't working. So then I changed out from these base game counters that I was using and did Jungle Adventure, which I had put in the bathrooms anyway for the sink. And I think it came out a lot better. I also made the kitchen a little bit smaller. She's not a chef, okay? She doesn't have to have the counters all the way to the wall, you know. We gotta fit everything we can in this house. It's kind of like, it's a big house. It's interesting. It's a big house, but it's very closed off, which makes it feel very cramped. And I kind of like that. It adds a little bit more chaos to the fact that she's about to have triplets and has to cater to them in her home. So this is me doing that little entryway to the kitchen that you can go in from outside. Just put some Batu lights out there and just symmetry of plants. Very simple. I tried to match the flooring to the terrain paint, and I think it came out pretty well. Then we go into the dining room, which is really right next to it. I used this cats and dogs flooring all the way throughout, and yeah, I really liked this brown swatch. So for the dining area, I basically just put high chairs at first because she's gonna have to deal with triplets, infants, toddlers, basically first and foremost. So we'll get chairs later and that will change. I wanted something behind it though, so I put this little wooden rustic bench behind it. I think that's really cute. It's not usable, but the aesthetic is nice. And then we just added some plants. Yeah, we just added decor into this area. It really wasn't anything too crazy. I went with brown wallpaper in the main hallway just to not make anything too distracting. Pushed some shoes by the door, just some clutter items. This mom really would prefer the shoes to be off in the house. Put this beautiful mirror. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I just stuck that on the wall because we needed a place filler and I had to use so many paintings already. And then I put this little runner here just to add space, and I put a similar one by the back door. We also put a bookshelf in this corner, and you'll see right by the stairs I made like a little reading nook, just something really small and tiny that You know, she can sit in if she doesn't want to be in the living room when all her kids are playing or something like that, you know, just a little small area to fill up the space. And then we go into the living room. So I was really struggling with this layout of the living room. I just didn't know what to do with it because I wanted there to be an area for the kids to play. I wanted there to be a play space specifically. So I kind of moved the couch around and this chair around a lot. I wanted the rocking chair for when she has the kid, everything like that. So I was contemplating between a big TV and a small TV. I put a small TV on this table on the side because I was like, well, maybe she doesn't have enough money. And then I started putting my plant corner, and as I started decorating, I used a lot of tool mod for this, by the way, because I'm a very, very picky house builder. Everything just has to be perfect. But as I kept building the room, I was like, screw it, I'm already giving her this house, I'm gonna give them a better TV. So they do have this big flat screen TV, and I left the other area blank because, like I said, I want that to be the kids play area. So there's gonna eventually be full of toys and things as they grow up. So then we just come outside, very simple. I just put this bench here and like 2 chairs. We have the trash cans and stuff. And like I said, I left all the sand area open because that's where like monkey bars are gonna go and kiddie pools and stuff like that for when she has the kids. In the hallway, I just put another plant corner and a runner and then a mirror because it's just a hallway. So the 2 bedrooms you see that I put paper in, those are going to be for the kids. And like I said, I want her to pay for the kids' items with her own money. So I did not put anything in those but wallpaper. But I did go into her room. Of course, she got a room. So I wanted to give her a cute bed that wasn't super great in like rest and stuff. I mean, this one isn't bad. It's 5 rest and it does help with the other 2 things. I can't remember what they're called. I'll just put a picture of it because I can't think of it. So it's not bad, but you know, it's also not great, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to keep her room very simple, very clean. I was gonna give her a computer, but then I decided she could pay for that with her own money. You know, there's some things that you gotta get by yourself, okay? I can't spoil you entirely. It's kind of me wanting to make it a little bit more difficult for myself as well. So I went with a green scheme in here, and then the walls are kind of just this natural yellow color. Very neutral, kind of neutral. Is it neutral? It's not really neutral if it's green, huh? I don't know. It's just, it's not crazy colors, if that makes sense. I put this awesome new mirror from the basement kit because it just looks so good. It's so good. Literally, when I saw the kit, we were looking at the game before, I was like, hopefully this mirror is in this pack, because I want a new mirror. And we got a new mirror. But with that being said, this is the end of the build. I think it came out really cute. It actually looks really, really nice for it not being fully furnished. Mostly with the kids stuff, because I pretty much gave her everything else. But I think it came out really nice. I like how each room came out. And yeah, feel free to let me know how you feel about these speed builds. I'm really uncomfortable with this one right now. Maybe it's because it's my first one. If I do want to build something, I just don't have the energy to build it on camera, I'll probably do a little bit more of these. Maybe I should watch other people's stuff just to see what they do. I've watched a couple. I've definitely watched a couple, but they're just not my favorite. So I don't know. I feel like a bit of a hypocrite, but at the same time, I have to put me first, okay? I gotta take care of my mental health, so that's that. But I'm gonna stop talking, and I will see you guys at the next one. Bye, my loves.